The Five Thieves and the Clever Judge. A long time ago in a small town, there lived a wise and fair judge. He was famous for solving difficult cases and finding the truth behind mysterious crimes. One day, a poor man came to the judge and said sadly, "Someone has stolen my bag full of gold. I saved it for many years and kept it safely in the basement of my house. But when I woke up in the morning, it was gone." The judge listened carefully. The poor man said he suspected 5 men who had visited his house recently for different reasons. The judge called all 5 men to the court. Each of them said, "I didn't steal anything. I am innocent." The judge looked at the 5 men and asked the guards to search their homes. But no gold was found anywhere. The judge thought, this case is more difficult than it seems. So he came up with a clever plan to catch the thief. The judge called the guards again and told them to gather some firewood and light a fire in the middle of the court. The 5 men were surprised. What is going on? They wondered. Then the judge brought 5 wooden sticks, all the same size, and gave 1 stick to each man. "These are magic sticks," the judge said. "The stick that grows longer near the fire belongs to the thief." The 5 men were confused and nervous. The judge carefully watched their faces as he talked about the magic sticks. He noticed one man looked very worried. Then the judge sat near the fire and asked the 5 men to sit around him. He started asking them questions about where they were on the night of the robbery. Most of the answers were the same. But the judge noticed something strange. One man could not look into his eyes while speaking. After the first round of questions, the judge asked each man to place his stick next to him and wait quietly. Then the judge left the court for a while. When he came back, he saw one man touching and checking his stick again and again. The judge asked all 5 men to place their sticks on the same table. He looked at each stick carefully. Then he found something interesting. The stick of the nervous man was a little shorter. The man had cut it slightly to stop it from growing, thinking it was really magic. But the judge said nothing. He simply asked the men to return the next day with the same sticks. What the men didn't know was that the judge had secretly asked a guard to follow and watch them at night. The next morning, all 5 men returned with their sticks. The nervous man now looked even more worried. The judge questioned him again and asked him to tell exactly what he did on the night of the robbery. The man started to stutter. His answers didn't sound clear. So the judge pressed harder, asking more detailed questions. Then he asked the other men and people nearby if they noticed anything strange. Next, the judge asked all 5 men to help act out what happened on the night of the robbery. Everyone agreed except the nervous man. He tried to avoid his part. The judge then ordered a second search in new places he thought the thief might have hidden the gold. During the search, the guards found a small piece of cloth buried in one of the suspect's gardens. It looked just like the stolen bag. This made the judge even more suspicious. Still, the judge did not make a final decision. He wanted real proof, so he had another smart idea. He asked each man to write a short story about what they did on the night of the robbery. While reading the stories, the judge saw something strange in one of them. One man described the hiding place of the gold in great detail, even though no one had told him about it before. That made the judge very suspicious. He asked the man about it, but the man denied knowing anything. So, The judge secretly told the guards to watch that man again at night. That night, the man sneaked into his garden, went to the same spot where the cloth was found, and started digging. The guards watched silently, and soon they saw him pull out a bag that matched the poor man's description. Still, the judge said nothing yet. He called all 5 men back to court again for one final test. The judge now had a bag that looked like the stolen one. He wanted to find out who would get nervous by touching it. He asked each of the 5 men to touch the bag. He carefully watched their reactions. One of the men, the same one the judge suspected before, refused to touch it. "I'm scared," the man said. "Maybe the bag is cursed." But the wise judge didn't believe him. He knew it was just an excuse. So he kept watching all the men's actions closely, looking for clear proof of who the thief really was. Everyone in the courtroom waited quietly. They were eager to hear the final judgment, but the judge did not give it yet. Although he strongly suspected one man, the judge decided to wait. He believed that rushing to give a judgment might hurt innocent people or let the real thief go free. Later, the judge sat alone in his private room and thought hard about a new plan to catch the thief without giving him a chance to escape or lie again. He ordered that all 5 men should stay under close watch, day and night, without knowing it. At the same time, the judge asked the poor man to give him more details about the stolen bag. What was its exact weight? What color was it? What did it look like? The judge knew that if the thief thought the case was forgotten, he might feel safe and make a mistake. So he secretly spread a rumor that the investigation was paused because there was no proof. The 5 men looked relaxed, but the judge noticed that one of them started acting suspicious, like he was planning something. The next day, the judge called the 5 men back to the court. He told them he wanted to close the case quickly. He asked each man to take an oath, a promise in front of everyone that they were innocent. While they swore, the judge carefully watched their faces. Then he asked all of them to place their hands on a holy book, but he added something new. "There's a special scale," he said, "that can sense if you are lying." One man looked scared. He tried to delay and avoid taking the oath. That made the judge even more suspicious. After the oath, the judge said, "Now we will search your homes again, but this time, you must come with the guards and watch." During the new search, something strange happened. One of the men tried to stop the guards from entering a room in his house. The judge insisted they check the room. Inside, everything looked normal. But the judge noticed an open window, and it led to an old well in the backyard. "Check the well," the judge ordered. The man quickly said, "Oh no, there's dirty water inside. You won't find anything." But the judge ignored him. He told the guards to lower a rope and bucket into the well and search the bottom. After trying a few times, the guards pulled up something, a piece of cloth that looked just like the one described by the poor man. Even after finding this, the judge didn't say, "You're the thief." Instead, he said, "We still need more proof." The judge was smart. He wanted to be sure. So he set a clever trap. He asked the guards to hide around the suspect's house that night and watch him closely. As night came, the man sneaked out, holding a small bag. The guards followed him quietly. He walked into a nearby forest and stopped at an old tree. Then he began to dig under its roots. Slowly and silently, the guards came closer. And just when the man was digging deeper, They caught him red-handed, but they didn't tell anyone yet. After catching the thief red-handed, the guards quietly brought him back to the judge in secret. The man looked nervous, but the judge gently told him, "If you tell the truth now, your punishment might be less." Hearing this, the thief admitted that he had a partner who planned everything, while he was the one who stole the gold. But the wise judge didn't stop there. He asked the thief to show where the rest of the stolen gold was hidden. The guards went with him to check, and they found the missing gold. Then the judge called the other man, the one who had planned the theft, and showed him the new evidence. At first he denied everything, but the judge told him, "Your partner already confessed. If you tell the truth now, it might help you too." Finally, the man broke down and told the whole story, how they planned to steal the gold, how they split it, and where they hid it in different places. Even though both had confessed, the judge didn't rush. He wanted to be sure no one else was involved. So he asked more witnesses if they had seen anything strange before or after the robbery. After carefully listening, he was sure that only these two men were guilty. Then the judge reviewed everything again, every confession, every clue, every detail. He sat down and wrote a full summary of the case, how the theft happened, who planned it, and who carried it out. Next, the judge called the poor man who had lost his gold. He told him, "We found most of your gold, but we still need a little more time to recover the rest and finish the case properly." In the next court session, the judge brought the two thieves before everyone and explained the full story, how he caught them with clever thinking and no violence or force. The two thieves admitted their guilt in front of the whole town. The people were amazed and respected the judge even more. He returned the gold to the poor man and kindly advised him, "Next time, be more careful. Protect your belongings better." Then, the judge thought about the right punishment, something fair, something that would show justice to all. He ordered the two men to stay in prison while he decided their final sentence. Everyone in town was waiting, curious and anxious, to know what the punishment would be. In the following days, the judge asked people from the town for their opinions about the case and what kind of punishment they felt was fair. He understood that people wanted justice, not revenge. So he listened to their voices while continuing his investigation. Even though the case was nearly closed, the judge kept wondering, how did the two thieves manage all this without anyone noticing? Could someone else be involved? This made him think that maybe there was another person helping them, someone still hiding. So the judge continued searching for new clues and missing gold. The two thieves stayed in jail, each one hoping their punishment would not be too harsh. Meanwhile, the judge kept working to make sure justice was done. The case became the talk of the town, and everyone waited for the moment when the wise judge would finally announce his decision. But after finishing all his investigations and confirming that only two men were guilty and no third person was involved, the courtroom was quiet as everyone waited for the judge's final decision. The two thieves stood before him. Their faces showed regret and fear. They knew punishment was coming. The wise judge looked at them seriously and said, "After completing the investigation, checking the evidence, and hearing your confessions, the court has decided to send both of you to prison for 5 years with hard work." He added, You must also return all the stolen gold and pay the poor man for the pain you caused him." The whole room was silent. Then suddenly, clap, 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 the people started applauding. They were amazed by the judge's wisdom and fairness. The poor man had tears in his eyes. He looked at the judge and said, "You gave me back what I lost. And more than that, you gave me back my faith in justice." The guards led the thieves out of the courtroom. The people in the town kept talking about how clever the judge was. He had solved the mystery without using fear, force, or violence, only with smart thinking. From that day on, the judge became even more respected. People felt safer knowing someone so wise was in charge. As for the poor man, he went back to his life, happy, peaceful, and thankful. And the judge, he stood in court and said, "Justice is not done by rushing. It comes with patience and wisdom. I gave the thieves time to speak the truth themselves, and they did. Now, with the gold returned and the truth revealed, I give this punishment not just for them, but to teach everyone that crime does not pay." The courtroom cheered once again. Even after the case ended, the town never stopped talking about it. People told the story to their children as a lesson in justice and clever thinking. The judge became known not only as a great ruler, but as a man who used his mind, not force, to bring peace. And so the town stayed safe and happy. All thanks to the clever judge who proved that wisdom and patience are the strongest tools of justice.
If you like this video, so don't hesitate to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.